This video is sponsored by PCBWay, more of them later. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Almost a year ago, my friend Daniel from Gaming Fun 80 sent me a bunch of parts from a dead Game Gear. Daniel is a repair expert and I believe him when he told me that this one is not fixable at all and he has no use for it. I have the package stored away, as I said earlier, for almost a year, until a couple weeks ago I decided to do another different project to save the history of this dead console. After I check the boot bags, I can see that I have almost all the parts, or at least the most important and major ones. So with all that checked, and as you can already guess, I will try to do another wall frame. I already have done a PSP and a Nintendo DS, and I think a Sega Game Gear in a slightly bigger frame will look really cool. So, we're gonna grab all these parts and transform them into some cool wall art. So join me in another cool project. Stick around. First, I cut a piece of paper with the size of the frame to start mocking up the parts until I reach the final position. After I got the first general mockup done, I got a console schematic to see if I'm missing something important, and I noticed that I don't have the speaker. So, or either I find one or I print one directly on the background. Next, I start marking up the parts position and their names. So now I need to transfer this file to the computer and start making the digital version on top of this one on CorelDRAW with the names, details and the other stuff. So let's move on. Next, after I print the first test, I start making the first tries and also the first corrections. Now back on the computer for the final time, I hope, for the final details, and we are ready to print the final version of the background. So unfortunately I don't have access to a larger printer, so I have to print the background in two parts. So I will glue it with the best way possible to try hide the joint in the middle. So let's try it and see how it looks. With the background glued, let's do a quick test fit and see how the parts line up before we start glue everything. Well, for me it looks really cool. The joint in the middle looks really awesome, almost unnoticeable. Also, a small fail on the bottom is hidden for the rear case. So we are good to start glue this thing up and finish this project. But just before that, we will clean and remove glue residues from all the parts. This is the worst glue ever. 20 minutes just to remove the glue on this piece. This thing sticks to everything. Before we continue, a word from our sponsor PCBWay. PCBWay is the world leader on PCB manufacturing. You can get PCBs starting at just $5. Completely automated, you can submit the design, get a quote and make your order in a matter of minutes on PCBWay.com. They also have CNC and 3D print services, so you can free your imagination and finish all of your projects. With PCBWay, you design it, they build it. Visit PCBWay.com to see more. Now, with all the parts cleaned and just before we start gluing all the parts, I decided to add a mask to simulate the LCD with the Streets of Rage game. And finally, it's time to start glue all the parts and finish this frame.
myself wondering, what did happen to the last 10? I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you.
And this is it. A piece of history that could be ended, left forgotten, or in trash, now preserved in a different and for me a cool way. I know for some people these projects are quite controversial and for some purists almost offensive, but I think this is a proper way to pay tribute to an iconic piece of gaming history of our world. So, as always, I hope you enjoy another project. Feel free to express your opinion in comment sections down below. Feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.